Was war das eigentlich? War
Yes,
das was
what is
Rotes? Nee. Ich glaube, das ist auch nicht so wichtig, was da passiert. Ist da drinne? Ich denke schon, ja. Wo genau sollte ich die treffen? Da, wo die Leiche war? Okay, langsam ist es das. Warum dort? Ups. Jetzt brauche ich hierfür das.
That ride is fucking. Hey, piss. Look who he is.
Wer kann mir was
Stuck in the
von...
rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind? Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though.
Hey, isn't he, like, smoking right now? The smell is in the air.
Okay, but this is my last one. And it's a bad habit. You should quit before both of us have lung cancer.
Versuch mal. Warte mal.
The
Das ist ja
woman
eine
still
alte
has
Frau.
her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
Na gut.
A lorry stuck. The windows are fumes of heavy fuel. The driver, a large metal it is the seal of royalist era. The back, a book.
Racist, nationalist, likely.
There he
Ja, da
is.
ist nichts mehr Neues.
Right to work! What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
The man has turned his attention elsewhere. He shakes his fist slowly.
When a bunch of beats me,
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His shirt is far too small. He ignored silence is the answer. There's something off him.
we were promised work. We'd be in main gates, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Why don't you?
It would be...
No.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Okay. Oh, cool. Das ist auch
Your
nichts Neues,
race
oder?
descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
There is nothing funky about them. I cannot.
Ich würde gerne das hier. Naja. Ach, Rhetorik habe ich einen Punkt gebraucht, stimmt. Dass ich nochmal versuchen kann. Ich würde schon gerne wissen, was da ist. Ja, hat eigentlich nichts mehr Wichtiges zu sagen,
hey,
oder?
mister. I'm not gonna
Hab ich da jetzt neue Infos? Soll ich mal?
Mr. Dubois, I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
War das hier?
Oh, you mean what?
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster.
Sure, with renewed haven't you seen?
Did he just deflate slightly? Was there something he... You should definitely come back here and ask again if...
Okay.
Very nice, Harry.
Da habe ich keine neuen Infos. Es kann sein, dass ich jetzt einfach nur Zeit ein bisschen vertrödel. Ich denke, ich komme sonst erstmal nicht weiter. Der Revolver wäre halt als nächstes gut. Ich denke mal, mit Revolver dürfte es auch besser klappen, dass ich dann Autorität dann zeigen kann. An der Tür war jetzt nichts Neues, nachdem ich den Koch da gefragt habe, oder?
You see, a heavy steel... The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. Old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is...
Wie komme ich da hin?
Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Ja, schon wäre auch nicht schlecht.
Hi again, Gendarme.
Das kann ich mehrmals versuchen, oder?
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Moment. Ich hab irgendwas, was Beherrschung gibt. Das hier. Noch was? Ja. Das Outfit ist so furchtbar.
Hi again, Gendarme.
Probier mal.
Could he be
Yes.
a member of the homosexual underground?
Möglich.
Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult with members here. You made it up.
The homosexual underground? Why, yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate?
Nö,
Well,
eigentlich.
I am one of them. One of the Sub Rosa pleasure group, congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night.
Was mit Donnerstag?
Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life. Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Revachol have to hold on to, the true symbols of security. The meaning of man and woman, mother and father, their marriage. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal.
Hat das irgendwas
You
mit
won't even
Disco
know
zu
who you
tun?
are anymore. Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our vision of a vertiginous,
Dude und sein
ever-changing
Disco, hey.
society, where all there is a razzle-dazzle of gold. We are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature, very esoteric.
Disco.
You can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is
Okay.
either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded from it. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. Maybe all of that has been repressed. I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look. Absolutely wonderful.
Cool.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day. It won't be 20 hours unless you want to enter the heightened...
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Wie haben wir es nochmal mit Rhetorik oder... Was brauche ich noch? Komm, ich probiere nochmal Rhetorik. Schauen wir mal. Ziehen wir uns wieder um. Hier sind ziemlich gut. Ja. Du kannst nochmal zusätzlich boosten. Habe ich Zigaretten bekommen von den Dude? Ich glaube nicht. Warte mal, wie ist denn das jetzt? Kann ich... Kann es nicht beliebig benutzen, kann es sein? Oder? raus. Schade.
You're back before the cargo container.
42,
Its
komm.
draw has not lessened since, despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you. The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
What? What?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
Hat das was mit dem Loch zu tun?
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Welcome, welcome. Not too much actually. Just pleasantly surprised to have company today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodor, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
Oh Lord, not this again.
Was los?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about the money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
Ja, hey.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a...
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
I gotta tell you, at first, but then,
Okay.
once you free, some of my lower net worth friends said to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Precisely, Mr. Dubois. You know, I hear people talk sometimes about economic equality and fairness, but tell me, where would we be with a nightmare scenario? A world of slavery and violence. Which brings us back to the essential truth. Where we are right now, the freedom of mankind can only be derived from the free flow of capital. Capital makes one speechless.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this
Yeah.
place? That's what you need to ask him about.
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire. That's good.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
Der Kim sieht das nicht.
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly? Herschel. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding. There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. They're always spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the smart, luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit poor. What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't go in.
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Here is 3 real.
Cool.
How much can you get for this? That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound? Thanks for stopping by.
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Rivishonians.
Kostet jetzt hab ich
You
noch
need to
weniger
spread.
Empathie. No. Egal. Das wird schon.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Was geht hier ab? Warum? Weird. Kann ich das Ding eigentlich wieder zurückfahren? Was ist denn das? Da unten.
A rusting control panel. The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all.
Okay, geht nicht. Kann ich mit denen reden, was ich da gesehen habe? Also jetzt nicht alles, weil diese Lichtbrechung, das kann irgendwie nur meiner sehen.
I'm not gonna bother you with a long greet. Oh, that one. That should be empty as
Okay. Seltsam. Ich könnte noch mal gucken, ob ich vielleicht zum Nebengebäude komme. Aber ich denke, der Revolver ist als nächstes. Von hier aus.
Is this about the questions again? Because Frit has an army.
She blinks at you, confused as to why you'd ask such an obvious thing.
I don't know. It stops people from robbing Frit, I guess. If they know there's an army, I mean, I wouldn't want to
Businesses often hire private security this side of the river. It's an unfortunate state of affairs, but not unheard of.
You think the police, like, bother catching shoplifters? Frit polices themselves, so, yeah. Anything else you wanted?
Interessant. Das kam ja auch nur, weil ich da drinnen geraucht habe. Jetzt habe ich schon wieder vergessen, was ich wollte. Da habe ich ja gar keinen Weg hier gesehen. Also irgendwie komme ich ja schon ins Nebengebäude, aber also nicht rein. Nur hier oben so. Was passiert, wenn ich da einfach in den Keller reingehe? Schlüssel müsste ich ja noch haben.
The door has braved the elements for decades.
That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking its path. Not a sound is coming from the tenant's key is in the lock. The lieutenant looks first at the door, then back at you, then signals you to back off from the door.
Okay, geht nicht. Haben wir das auch geklärt. Mal mit da oben was quatschen. Was Neues.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? I ain't no...
Actually...
We weren't put on this...
Okay. Hier war auch nichts Besonderes. Ah. Oha. Das war aber jetzt ordentlich. Okay. Dann vertreiben wir mal Zeit mit Büchern.
The greatest innocence. Browsing through your educational survey. That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Oh yeah, this is what I was made for. A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or a thanks for nothing. Dolores Day. Dolores. Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She coded her colors are silver, white, and apricot. Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
This?
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Then go with your best guess. Isn't that what students are trained to do when they don't know the answer? Incorrect. Solar resigned after an assassination. Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such. As the first innocence. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help. Damn. Dolores.
Schmerzgrenze hilft da wohl mehr, oder was?
Incorrect again. While even though the words most associated with correct named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary Franco-Negro. Question 3. Got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical information.
Du hilfst mir aber irgendwie nicht weiter.
Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Periconasian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in... There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
Was ist die Frage eigentlich nochmal? Ist das nicht die eine da in der Kirche?
No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true. Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences. Some assumed the most famous and important of the final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. I've got it. Honest.
Ah ja?
Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco-Negro.
Kann doch nicht sein, das war doch gerade eben. Oder? Nee, doch nicht.
Zero doubts.
Ohne jeden Zweifel.
Incorrect. While Franco-Negro built... Oh yes, militarism and nationalism. My bad. Yes, obviously. Correct. The MESC might see Franco-Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Everything from inter-isolary travel. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade. A D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
What's going on with you?
Das Buch ist unfair.
Okay.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real...
So, was haben wir noch für ein Buch?
In your hands, you hold 16 days of... Indeed, the book is unusually heavy. You flip through the book. The pages are... Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal... The back cover is dominated. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photo. In cold, detached prose, the author described the Yugo-Grad riots took place from 27 to... As ethnic tensions run wild, it would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure? They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfab. She spends the next several decades. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly, and as life leaves their remains between the soil sheets. The front of this quarterly journal features a... Because Friesel was incompetent. To your disappointment, there aren't any... No advertisement. After rifling the page, the magazine is divided into... Comrade, as you know, but like the structures of capital, only 4 issues in. Perhaps they've... So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of this section you also... Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that. It seems to be part of a new public... According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has... Of course not. According to this is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in La Cherte. What are you, a statistician? Did the moral intern send you on a fact-finding mission? This is the SRV party line, comrade.
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask? They're quite the spectacle, as I understand, on account of the blood.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a moment. Why? Obviously, as you leaf through the main feat, the Tip-Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series, mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals. This so-called artist spotlight is really just, you think you're settling, instead, where to even, so, all of it, basically. Oddly enough, there's no way, have you ever, more than that, they're likely anagrams, under capitalism, thus, and that at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races. Sure, it's the stilted language and overconfident tone. That's the real giveaway here. You're almost certainly reading a recycled university essay, one that could probably use. That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically.
I can imagine. Something tells me there's not exactly a glut of young communists teaching to write, but if I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of...
You flip back to the front of the magazine. Unsurprisingly, you skim the head. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid. The eternal problem, according to G. Thus, you flip back to the front.
Okay. Ist ein bisschen Zeit vergangen, aber es ist doch ein bisschen wenig. Was habe ich hier für einen Bonus?
Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe
Lebe ich
it
das,
will
wie das hier noch eskaliert,
melt.
oder was? Eieiei.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown, he doesn't even want to talk to you about it. Of course you do. Maybe some regulations and a usual pistol to go with them? It's official. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax. Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits. Done and done. No actual communiques will...
Okay. Was geht ab?
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. Two. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while a crowned head in front. It's the Croix de Bravoure, a small blue star. The setting sun was a decoration used
For bravery.
for doing my duty in the heat of battle.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution. King Frisel. Alas, the young...
You can. It's very... He really
Purple velvet tunic.
To keep the long and bloody story, the rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left, then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee. I grabbed my...
Capitana!
The bane of...
When I came to... The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. I doubt it. Anyway, Susan, he was the commanding...
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty.
Because he was a royal...
Whoa. It is not. The old...
What? And that...
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Bon Dieu.
Maybe. Oh,
do not speak of what you know not. Bah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not...
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
So. Besser Zeit vertrödeln geht ja nicht, oder? Man müsste ich allein sein.
The worn and beaten wooden...
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time.
Kannst du...
Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps, I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
Yeah, damage. He means damage.
Either way, good on you.
Okay.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench.
You can...
So, ich wollte ihn jetzt... Kann ich den überreden?
Excuse me?
Ist nicht mein Stil.
Frankly, detective, you're in a deranged state. That's good. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself. You might. It's important.
The lieutenant is pretty sure style is just a euphemism for...
Es ist halt erst 22 Uhr dann, wo ich da hin kann. Oh. Ich könnte es ja mal riskieren. Das war ja nicht rot, oder? Ansonsten lade ich. Das hier nur weg.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Ah, warte mal.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy. He's... So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army.
Yeah. What are they now, huh?
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think. We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing. Big fucking surprise. What do you mean, okay? No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
So, jetzt das noch?
And what's gonna happen if we don't?
Yeah, let me.
But having Everard back you up like that
Okay,
didn't seem to
jetzt ist so einigermaßen okay. Speichern.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on...
Huh? You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been running this outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen Martinez before it started.
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me?
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You want to talk to her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you talk to her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Claudia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due.
Shit. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Oh, alles, was ich da am Anfang gesagt habe, ist jetzt zum Nachteil. Jetzt los.
Yeah. Blonde. Tall. 2 rooms over from yours. Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Relationship? There was no fucking...
Was like that karaoke.
Okay, enough. All of the...
You did it before we killed him.
It would help if we establish a time.
All right. 2 weeks.
Here you go, boss.
I know her.
How well?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth.
Well enough, Copper.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck.
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer.
Don't you give her any more trouble. Shut up, Angie.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent.
What do you think I meant? Yeah, pretty much. No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what...
He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
You don't know her. Not the way I do.
Das stimmt.
Remember what I said. Freight train up.
Okay, okay. Ah.
Officer, what was that?
Ja.
Yes. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
Ich habe sie nicht. Oh Mann.
So she overheard you? Or did you party together? Anything else? Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday. Okay, that's manageable. That's clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else?
Okay.
We'll be alright, Lieutenant. This is nothing.
Is it though?
Okay.
Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here.
Schauen wir mal. Guck mal, das wieder. Mal. Oh. Kann da was sehen.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
Das mache ich.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills. It's been used quite a... but not for scrubbing blood off towels. Or anything else interesting. It's pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Nacra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
You could say he's on the lookout. Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red with a bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological...
Preptide. A euphemism for pharmaceutical...
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
Nö, das nehme ich nicht.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass, smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even following your lead. The lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
Looks like it, yes.
Kann ich da einfach...
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door. I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beam, a dull thump. Somewhere inside.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy. Must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it. The door is very sturdy indeed.
Ja, man kann nicht aushalten, ne?
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Ist vielleicht eine gute Verhörmethode, oder?
Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols make 2 satisfying snaps. Strange for such a small caliber of finger pistol to... That's not actually true. She's looking toward the yard and doesn't notice them, which is probably for the best. Because, didn't someone mention...
Na gut. Was geht ab?
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athlete...
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will. It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly. Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Inferno.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Wow.
I assure you, he's not about to tear it up in any style. In fact...
We'll show him. You'll tear it up
Die
all
zeigen
the
wir's.
styles.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. Her shoulders are relaxed, her eyes on the cigarette.
Name.
Plaisir Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. Like her accent, it sounds Oranese. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled.
Right, sir. Vredefort. Republic of Oran.
Wasn't the tattoo on the hanged man an Oranese map of the waterways? The thought begins to form in your head.
A bad memory, officer. Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminum.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there. I'm 28. Something stupid. Oranese lit. Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university. Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are only nothing. I do nothing with it. Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit. Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
Of course she won a beauty pageant. She's very symmetrical.
I'm afraid you can't Officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast.
Thank you for your candor.
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river. Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel and boot.
There are plenty of other reasons for hiding your documents from the law.
It's also why I hid it.
Why else?
I'm an unpopular girl. There are people back home who don't like me. If they show up, I'm in a hurry. The kind of hurry where you can't afford to not find your documents. But don't worry. This has nothing to do with your investigation. I would love to change the subject. It's not important. Unless I'm some kind of suspect. Phew. If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's...
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
The record. So official. Yeah, it's pretty deluxe. I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
The bills downstairs concur.
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol? I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing.
This is by far not the only reason she's here, and she isn't really hiding it either.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it. With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star-sized caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry. Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments, like not being able to stay up for 36 hours, not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just very funky. You tell me, officer, when you've kicked it down. I've been wondering myself, but I'm light of foot. Not a good door kicker. It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Okay.
Warum ist das lauter?
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
It's a bit early in the morning for rape, isn't it? Is it? It is evening. Time flies, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, She means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Das hier.
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Okay, ich kann hier glaube ich nochmal.
We partied. With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that. Oh, it is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex. A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that. Pretty much.
Warming them.
I'm 89% sure. You know how it is.
Do you?
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
I'm sorry, miss, but we need a definite statement.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officers. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been? Oh yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dream.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
You were right to suspect there might be foul play involved with the broken phone line.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry. Still, that's pretty clever tempering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too.
Thank you for making the...
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about it.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatercraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie. They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now. Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have. Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief. And
should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Ja.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth. She looks at the dried petals in your palm. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's
pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style? A martial art, sir.
Samurai boxing, or sambo. Graceful martial arts stuff.
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind? Not my favorite topic. How about we... Yeah? Alright.
Okay.
Why not? Officer?
Was hat die gesagt? Egal. Ja. Hier reden unten. Halt. Da. So, was geht ab?
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window. Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. You think so? Being candid is the best way to lie. The appearance of Kendall, with some facts thrown in, draws attention away from whatever she may be trying to control the pace of the investigation. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our inquiries will bring us back here soon.
Gut.
6 crumbling petals rest on your...
This is the Insulindian lily, called...
This flower is a spring flower.
The revolutionaries. So it's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to Yes, but not this early. Not to my Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
The petals feel dry and fragile. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth. The feeling... Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza?
Okay. Jetzt können wir eigentlich Karaoke erstmal. Wird schon schief gehen.
The stage is all set up. You feel a little dizzy.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
I can see that.
Let's go.
The air is thick
Fehlgeschlagen.
with anticipation. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
Often go there.
Ist vielleicht ganz gut, dass es fehlgeschlagen ist.
Church there. The smallest church in Sansan. Though it once was larger. How the real may rest there. Down through the mist there, towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there in the tiny yacht there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
Super. Großartig.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry. Made of pity. No one liked you. Your words echo in the karaoke mic. People talk in the distance. A couple tries not to look at you.
Quit yelling into the mic!
Someone walks out of the room by the front door. Some woman. Is it because of you?
That's it. I'm unplugging it.
That's it. You're unpowered.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it beat them in the ass. Detective Dubois, it was downright tragic. Now, let's go.
I mean it, he thinks. To him, being a cop in the RCM was truly expressed in that performance.
Das war super. Okay. Habe ich hier wieder was? Das weiß ich gerade nicht. Da könnte ich einen Punkt benötigen. Was geht ab? Du hast glaub nix.
I've got nothing to say to you.
So.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Again? Serious? Yeah, okay. Whatever. Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You know why.
A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started to...
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop.
Don't put yourself down, eh?
Yeah, man. They're like a radio genius or something.
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Muss draußen an, oder? Echt wurscht, denke ich, aber.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attack. You push, command set, and the tape stop.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Still. Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. The third one must be relaying the signal. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed work. Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of Soldier of the Apocalypse style conduct in a civil...
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony. At least to some degree.
So, was geht hier ab? Ach, hier.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
People who go to university know how to use words like internalize and integrate, officer. Now, what was that expression?
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how to exploit them. I can almost see her turn the pages.
Was sucht sie für ein Wort? Wo ist jetzt...
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
In Oranje, officer. It's...
The Lelystad municipality. Oranje?
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
No. He left the National Service. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. I love Revachol, though. He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Mm-hmm.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts.
That's too pinball for me. I just like to get autopsies right on the first try. What?
He's lying.
Blue. Light blue. They were like... Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly.
He had a combat wound?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was...
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
No.
Nein.
Okay, sure. Here you go. What else are we missing, officer?
Oh, that. Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very... He's smoking and drinking, and the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third... Oh yeah. No thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed... He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. Change of topic, perhaps? It very well could be, yeah. What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean? That's not funny, officer.
Her voice is like a slash through the air. Her shoulders tense up.
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revish?
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now. All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Okay.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42. How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What you could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58? Actually, make that 54. Alcoholism has severely impacted your appearance. and I was wrong about the age of the deceased.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
Oha. Geburtsdatumsgenerator. Habe ich einen Slot? Nein. Ja, und das steht nicht auf dem Ausweis. Ist ja, glaub nur so. Ich glaube, das ist da auch nicht wichtig. Nur, dass ich hier sagen kann, jo, ich bin Detective. Na gut. Jetzt quatschen wir mal mit denen noch.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? And
he tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her. You caught him off balance. Push, and he would give way.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
I ask for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party going tonight!
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head. Yeah, you're right about that. She takes way too many drugs.
Well, it's as they say. You can't do anything with an underdose.
Yeah, underdose isn't an actual word.
Yeah, but I mean, she has an actual drug problem. Not like you. Not like us. I don't think I've ever seen her sober. Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility. I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore. Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play. All it takes is a nudge.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!" That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand?
Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. Just remember, it's about more than Glacia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Outside in the evening light, ruined and old, shadows lengthen on the pavement. A distant gunshot.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Wenn man für die falschen Leute arbeitet.
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
Work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm too old for a shot like that now.
Suddenly, there's an awful ringing in your ears. Your body temperature spikes. You're burning all over. To your right, you sense the air move. The lieutenant draws his firearm. You only manage to perform one more movement. An instinctive jerk to your left. Then, more dead cops.
Das war falsch.